Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari. Before I get into anything else, I would like to take about 30 seconds to say thanks to all of you. Yes, last 50 days or so, I have covered about 60 lectures on Evidence Act and it is going quite slow because this act is very important for any civil or criminal lawyers. So that is why I am not ignoring anything. I am taking every section individually, trying to give as much as information possible so that as a student as well as who is practicing law will be benefited very high. So that's the approach, and with that I'm getting into this session. Here in the series of Evidence Act, we were discussing chapter 2, which is all about relevancy of facts, covering section 5 to 55U, and in that series we have a small series of discussion on opinions covering between section 45 to 51, and in that series I am going to cover section 48 in my today's class, which is all about opinion as to existence of right or custom when relevant. This is a small section, but here I am not just focusing on section 48. I will also show you those slides I have made for section 13 as well as section 32 clause 4. Why? Because they are quite connected to this section where there also we have discussed on customs. I am not going to discuss on those section in detail because there are independent presentation available on both section 13 as well as section 32, but whatever slide I have shown there I will quickly take you through so that you can recall them, and while answering anything on section 48 you can connect them. With that I am taking you to my first slide. Section 48 discusses about opinion as to existence of right or custom when relevant. Here we are discussing about those opinions which are discussing about the existence of any right or custom. The Bare Act provision says when the court has to form an opinion as to the existence of any general custom or right. Here, one of the very important aspect we need to understand and give importance is this is about general custom or general right. It is not about individual customs or right. Here, the opinion as to the existence of such custom or right or persons who would be likely to know of its existence if it is existed are relevant. So that is the Bare Act provision about section 48. The provision is quite easy, and to make it further easy, let us take the help of my chart. I start with the scenario where court has to form an opinion. And on what the court has to form an opinion? It is related to an existence of any general custom or right. Now court has to form an opinion on general custom or right whether it is existed or not, and court doesn't have sufficient information. In such case, if any opinion coming from anyone confirming that such custom or right is existed or not, or if they are suggesting that someone is likely to know that whether such custom or right existed or not. Now in both such case, one, the person who is coming to court, he himself confirms that such custom or right existed, or he suggests to the court that Mr. X knows whether such custom or right is existed. If he is suggesting that also, both of them are considered as relevant under section 48. So the provision is quite easy. The court has to form an opinion related to existence of general custom or right, and the court doesn't have sufficient information. In that case, if any person comes to the court and confirms that yes, such custom or right is existed, such opinion from that person is relevant. Or if that person says that I am not very sure but X has right information about the existence of such custom or right, and that suggestion from him about X is also considered as relevant. That's all about section 48. Now moving to the explanation. Now here the term general custom or right is very important and the act gives an explanation. It says the expression general custom or right includes customs or right common to any considerable class of persons. Only thing, it is not about individual, but if it is considerable for class of persons, then that is considered as general custom or right. Finally, there is an easy illustration which says the right of the villagers of a particular village to use the water of a particular well is general right within the meaning of this section. Now what happens here? Villagers are class of persons, and if they have right over a well which is in the village, then it is relevant under section 48. While understanding section 48, we have to understand two other important provisions from this particular act which we have already discussed in my class, that is section 13 and section 32 clause 4, because they are also discussing these two aspects, that is right or custom. So I will show the slides which I have already explained while I have done session on these two sections for the benefit of you to have continuity on this particular subject. I'm not spending too much time on those because there are independent videos available on that also in my playlist. You can refer, but for the purpose of continuity, I will quickly take you through section 13 and section 32 clause 4. Section 13 discusses about facts relevant when right or custom is in question. When the question is about the existence of any right or custom, the following facts like when it is created, claimed, modified, recognized, asserted, denied, inconsistent, all of these are becoming relevant as far as section 13 is concerned. Then we had discussed this beautiful illustration while covering section 13, and after that we understood the concept of right, the different types of rights, and what are the different judgment related to the meaning of rights from the different high courts of different states of India. Now I have explained the opinion from Kolkata High Court and then how Allahabad, Bombay and Madras High Courts widened the interpretation on right. Finally, we concluded that right includes every right known to the law, which may be private or public, corporeal or incorporeal, etc. However, as far as this particular section is concerned, where section 48 is concerned, we are discussing about general custom and general right. That is one important aspect you should always remember. Finally, while discussing about section 13, we also understood what is custom, what are the different types of custom, and finally, what are the different requirements are required for a custom to become a valid custom. All of that we have discussed when we discussed in my presentation on section 13. Now let's move to section 32. After discussing section 13, now let's focus a little bit on section 32, which discusses about cases in which statement of relevant fact by person who is dead or cannot be found, etc. is relevant. This particular section focuses on those people who have made statement but now dead or missing or incapable due to physical incapability or mental incapability, or it is unreasonable from the court side to call them again due to time constraint or money constraint or the distance involved. Now in all these cases, the statement made by such person earlier will become relevant under section 32. What we have to focus here is clause 4 of section 32, which is my next slide. Clause 4 of section 32 is about those statements made by the people who I have already discussed is relevant if it is related to public right or custom or matters of general interest. Now here, while discussing section 48, it is very necessary for us to be aware on clause 4 of section 32 also.
Aha! What a beautiful bird! They can fly. And you know what? I also want to fly. Don't tell my father.
Nishant, what's happening there?
Nothing, Papa. I'm almost done. With that, I'm concluding this session. Please subscribe our channel. Please like, share, and comment our videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.